Hi, I am Jen Wilson, the Healing Rebel. Welcome to the podcast. It's been a couple of weeks. I had some downtime and I didn't have time beforehand to create a bank of episodes before I went on holiday. Needed to look after me, nourish my nervous system, do what felt right. So apologies that you didn't have an episode for a couple of weeks, but I'm back. I wanted to share a wonderful story about a client who came to me for some access bars. And when they came to me, they told me that they had filled out on their form that they had a diagnosis of ADHD. They'd been on medication for a period of time, were experiencing really bad side effects from it and decided that they didn't want to take the medication anymore. Did a lot of talk therapy, but they were all talked out and they were looking for something else. So when they had gone online to do some research, they came across access bars. And access bars is a treatment that I offer. It is on my website as Brain Reset. And when they did their own investigation, they thought, yep, this definitely sounds like something I want to give a go to. I want to try therapy that will help, that doesn't involve having to talk more about stuff. Because talk therapy is amazing. It can be so helpful, it can be so beneficial. But sometimes it can feel like you're just going around in circles. You're talking about the same thing week in, week out, and maybe for whatever reason, you're not progressing beyond that point. And this is where a treatment like access bars is really helpful. Other energy healings can be helpful, Reiki, sound, but they're not specifically, Reiki and sound are not specifically tapping into the brain and the neural pathways and the brain function. A neuroscientist has done some work on access bars and did a brain scan of before somebody had a treatment and saw all the activity in the brain, and then post treatment and saw how all that activity had quietened down. So this client had come to me probably about 6 weeks ago. She had the treatment, didn't hear from her, wasn't sure. Like, I had sent a message to find out how she got on, hadn't heard back. And then she booked in again, so 6 weeks later. So when I saw her, I had said, oh, how were you after your last treatment? Like, how was it? And the feedback was that they felt like they had taken their medication, chatter had quietened right down, felt calm, didn't have the racing thoughts that they had been experiencing, and able to cope for probably about 4 weeks. And then as they were thinking, oh, I should probably get another session, checked availability, and there wasn't any availability for another couple of weeks. So the day that I saw her was the first date that we both had time available to be able to catch up. Really pleased with the results, because I don't have ADHD, but I have a very noisy, very chatty mind, and it can be a bit frantic, and for that comes and goes for me depending on what's going on around and about. And from what I understand, for people who do have ADHD, that just never really quietens down. There's just always this jump, 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 and I can only imagine how distressing that is to be living with, to be experiencing. There are other symptoms that I'm not qualified to speak about. But to be able to have somebody have such a profound benefit from what is essentially a very simple but powerful technique, it's incredible. You know, I teach the lymphatic drainage work, and that simple but powerful breath work, simple but powerful access bars, simple but powerful Reiki, simple but powerful, all of these things. And I think we often overcomplicate things, and you know, science has to be able to prove that it can be done, rather than just what is you as the individual's experience. Has that been beneficial? Awesome, let's do more of that. So the second experience was different. It always is. No two experiences when you do any kind of energy healing are the same. The report back was feeling like they got into this space of relaxation much more quickly and much more deeply. I think when you go for any kind of treatment the first time, your brain can be very active. The mind was like, what's going on, not sure what to expect. And because you're in maybe a more heightened state of anxiety, that it does take a little bit longer to go, oh, this is okay, this is safe, I can relax, I can calm down in here. So when you are more aware of what the experience is, it's easier for the brain to start to feel this is familiar and know what to expect here and know what to anticipate. We can let go, we can be calmer. And the more often that you repeat that process, the more familiar it becomes. The more familiar it becomes, the happier your body gets at letting go of that need for control, that need to know exactly what's going to happen, what the outcome is, because it's already there. The information is already there. And I think that's the same when you go to a Pilates class or go into the gym or come to a yoga class or whatever it is. When you start something new, you can always get this kind of nervousness, excitement, anxiety of I don't know what it's going to be like, I don't know how I'm going to respond in this situation. And then you experience it and you either enjoy it or you don't enjoy it. And then if you do enjoy it, you return and it's less anxiety inducing, it's less nervousness inducing. It becomes the familiar, it becomes the more regular, it can then become the habitual. I highly recommend, if you have never tried Access Bars, to give it a go. So if you're in Glasgow, come and see me. Website iamjenwilson.com/relax. If you are not in Glasgow, then look up Access Bars practitioners in your area. They're all over the world, and see what is possible for you. And yeah, find the things for you that help you chill out and relax. When you can get into that space of being chilled out and relaxed, then you can find that space of healing. And it's a nice place to be able to get into, a place of calm, a place of soothing, a place of healing. Anyway, that's all I have to say today. That is all I wish to share. Nice, short, sweet episode for you this week. If you've got any questions, please do reach out to me. If you have got any topics that you would like me to discuss, share my wisdom, share my knowledge, share my experience on, then please do reach out and ask those questions. Otherwise, I will make up another topic to talk about in the future, and I will see you on the next episodes. And before I go, remember, like, share, follow, wherever you're watching, listening to this, because that's what helps the podcast grow. Thank you so much.